Hello folks, welcome back to another episode of HPG D&D Live Junior. We are going live out on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are getting ready to have a bit of fun. Just a bit of a forward though, just a reminder, we are doing the junior rules as dictated by myself for D&D because we've got a younger gamer here with us.
How rude.
And obviously they're thrust into the thick of it. We also may have some noise in the background because we have a very special birthday tomorrow. Blair, our junior gamer, will be becoming a Fornado. So there's going to be a bit of chaos and cakes being made and all sorts of other stuff along with guests in the house. It's going to be epic.
And dogs, 2 dogs.
We are here not to talk about birthdays and things. We're here to have a bit of fun. So let's get this started. Hello everybody, welcome back. As I said, for those of you who don't know me, and you should by now, my name is Matt and I'm getting ready to deal some damage with my beasties this evening. Joining me as always is the ever wonderful and ever crazy Charlotte, who is here, who is indeed as brave as she looks and twice as fierce.
So he's probably going to die.
Probably going to die, we'll see what happens here. And in addition, we also are joined by the ever lovely Mr. Benjamin Wood, who is here. And he is going to be joining us again on this crazy adventure. He is the most sensible one amongst us. That is very, very true. No, you know it is. He is the most sensible one in front of us.
I know some people that would argue that point, but we'll give it a try tonight.
Look, I know they would, but at the same time, we are here to have a lot of fun. Now, there is obviously some business that we have to attend to. Last episode, we finished up with the death, may he rest in peace, of Mr. Iano Albrecht. Which is very, very exciting, but also gruesome at the same time. But enough about that. Let's get into it. Let's play some serious D&D.
Previously on HPG D&D Live Junior. After an intense interrogation of their captive Cragmaw goblin, the party set off, making haste for the castle. While on approach, they wandered into what appeared to be a spider's den, and when the goblin tried to escape, he was set upon by a giant wolf spider, and while Nitro attempted to subdue the beast, Yetnet, finding the creature fascinating, made her way toward it, hand outstretched. For reasons unknown, the beast formed a bond with Yetnet and forgave Nitro, who had administered healing, and the group, now considerably larger, made the final trek to the castle. Avoiding the snipers in the towers, they broke in a side door and stumbled on a goblin dinner party. After sending in their 2 pets to deal with the majority of the goblins, Yetnet and Nitro began to explore the rest of Cragmaw Castle. Upon entering a very dark space at the center of the castle, the adventurers hesitated a little too long, and a dark, serpentine shape fell from the ceiling, yanking an unsuspecting Iano up into the darkness. After a sickening crunch, Iano's legs fell back to the ground, and the bloodied tentacles and beak of the slithering menace began once again to descend.
All right, and with that, my friends, I need you to both roll for initiative, please. Here we go.
That will be
17 for Yetnet?
Yeah.
Nitro?
an 18 for myself, please.
18 for Nitro. Can you roll again for your spider, please?
13.
13. And we have... Oh, it's a 6.
For the spider guy.
All right. Nitro, you are first to act. Yetnet, you are up on deck, followed by a spider. What would you like to do as this thing is slowly making its way down towards you?
What do I actually see?
What do you actually see? Okay, so as you make your way down, it is quite dark. You can sense the shape moving towards you. The light from the door is casting a bit of a glow. As you look up, you see this serpentine mass of tentacles slowly making its way down. Well, not slowly, it's making its way down towards you with haste. And as it gets closer, it actually opens up the more. The tentacles spread, and there's a sharp gnashing beak that is smeared with the blood from Iano as this thing is slowly making its way down towards the group.
Okay. So I see it clearly enough to make an attack against it, I assume.
You do indeed. That is what it looks like there.
I will... Yeah, fun. I will pull out my longbow,
Yes.
and I'm going to take a shot at it as I'm backing up towards a doorway.
Yes, okay. So in the doorway, there is a giant wolf spider that is potentially blocking you from retreating. Just want to point that out there. It was trying to make its way in before, but then, of course, all this happened. So
yes, it got stuck partway through.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I will take a shot at this thing.
Yep.
Do I call it? Yeah, I'll call the shot for this one.
Yep, sure.
So that's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 does hit, my friend.
I'm good with that then. Where is my D8s? There they are.
In there somewhere.
Now, my Drake is next to me, so I'm going to add that D6 for the fire damage. As
Yes,
it passes through the flame.
Oh, actually, point of order, the Drake was still coming back with the spider.
The spider? That's okay.
Battle in there.
That's okay. We'll take that away then. So the damage for this will be 16 points of damage, I should say.
16 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay, so you loose the arrow and it flies straight up into the air, and as this thing is slowly starting to descend, its tentacles fan out, ready to pounce, and as it does this spread, the arrow just straight up through, actually pierces through one of the 4 tentacles that it's got spread open, ready to latch onto the closest victim. You feel it. You feel the side of the wall shake, and this thing recoils as it squeals this terrible, monstrous squeal. And you see it effectively slink back up into the darkness a little bit, but it's not fully out of the way yet.
I'm going to back up as far as I can towards the spider and my Drake. And
You'll be effectively right in the doorway, yes.
Yep. I'll be like, we're in trouble.
Yetnet, you're up.
Is this guy close to me?
Right above you, probably 15 feet above your head.
Oh no, I can't use my breath weapon.
You cannot use your breath weapon. You use it to melt the door.
I really shouldn't go in at the door.
What would you like to do?
Can I throw both of my hand axes?
You can make a 2-handed attack, yes. So the first one would be with your bonus. The second one would be just a straight roll.
+6 +1 because of my...
No, so you just get a +6 on this.
Oh, no, that's the one with my...
That's the one with the bonus, but the bonus is your 20 plus your 6. Yeah, so roll it.
9 + 6 is 2.
Is it a 9 or a 6? 9? Okay, 9 plus 6 is?
12.
Try again.
15.
15 is enough to hit. Roll for damage.
Yes.
1d6 +4.
1d6 plus 4, yep.
It's actually 5 because of my plus.
No, it's 1d6 plus 4. Let's try to get extra point bonuses on this thing.
Hey,
roll
you're trying.
4
That's
+ 4
8
is
points
8.
of damage. So this thing takes 8 points of damage. You throw the hand axe and you see the arrow from Nitro swing to the side and land through one of these tentacles. You throw your hand axe and it slices into the one on the other side. So now the tentacles on both sides are sort of flapping around. It doesn't come free entirely, but it takes enough damage to clearly potentially put that tentacle out of action. You want to make your second attack with the other hand axe?
Yes. 20 to hit.
Is that a natural 20?
That's going to hit.
Critical hit. I got this for a reason. Critical hit. I love it. So you've now got the 20. It's a straight roll. So you've got a 1d6 plus 4, and then you double that damage. 2, so 6 damage.
Yes.
12 damage total. So 12 damage. You smack the hand axe through the air, and this thing spins through the air. This time your aim rings true, and you actually, as this thing, it punches forward. The axe almost hits it square in the mouth, and you just hear this scream of pain as this hand axe almost disappears entirely. The beak crushes down and nearly crushes the hand axe, though. So you may not be able to get it back. We'll have to wait and see. Your spider is up.
Okay, so
Now, you have to use an action to command it, otherwise it will do its own thing. So the spider is going to try and force its way through. Nitro, because of your height, this thing's actually able to crawl over the top of you, and it's actually going to try and make its way up the wall to get at this thing that is sitting down, trying to descend.
Okay. So spider.
No, you can't command it because you've already had your turn. So the spider's going to make an attack roll against... Oh, you can roll it. You roll the d20.
D20. How rude! It's not yours. Oh, that was cocked.
Cocked.
Only laughing a little
A
bit.
5 plus 3 is 8 does not hit. All right, which brings us to our friend the Grick, who has the ability of multi-attacking. It is going to descend the rest of the way to the floor. It's going to make an attack against you, Yetnet.
What did I do?
Because you're the one who's furthest into the room. That's why Nitro backed up, so he's out of the way.
Yeah.
If this tentacle attack hits, even though it's only got 2 tentacle attacks, it will make a second attack with its beak against you as well. However, where are we? Where are we? 15. Does 15 hit?
Yes.
Yes, it does. All right, here we go. We have 2d6 plus 2. 8 points of damage. And then it's going to make a beak attack against you as well. Oh my goodness.
Natural 20.
We have another critical, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to hurt. All right, so we've got... It's only 1d6 on this one for damage. 5, 6, 7, 14 points of piercing damage against you. Oh my goodness, your character sheet has just crapped its stacks. I love it. That's fantastic. Technology is absolutely crazy. Okay, so you're going to take 14 points of damage. Is that enough to knock you out?
21.
You're on 21. So you drop down to 14, puts you at about, 5 or something like that?
Yeah,
5 points of damage? Yeah. So you're on 5 points of damage, but that brings us to the top of the round, which brings Nitro back up on deck.
Crudstickles. Can't do that because that'll affect her as well. I'm going to have to just rely on my good old shooting expertise here. I'm going to draw another arrow and shoot away.
Try and shoot it away?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot it. Wow, I have to
Shoot it? Yep, go for it.
let's call this shot again, see if we can get some extra damage on board. That should definitely hit with a natural 20.
Yes, another crit. 3 crits in one combat. Holy crap.
Hey, I'm happy with that.
I love it. I hate it, but I love it.
Am I doubling the dice damage?
So you roll for damage with your bonus and then double the total.
Double the total, including the bonus.
So you roll double dice.
Yep.
And I believe your bonus is doubled as well.
Okay, that's cool.
That's going to be huge.
So can I use my Drake's ability now that it's in the room?
It would have followed in the spider, so yes, you potentially could.
Cool. So I'll use that D6 as well then and double everything.
Yep. Do it. Oh my god, this is going to be huge.
It is going to get max damage on my arrow. So what's that? 16. I got a 3 on the fire damage, so that's 6. That's 22. We add the plus 22, 28 plus the 10 for my calling the shot.
Yeah, so 38 points of damage. Wow. So you loose this arrow, and as you let it fire, just as you loose the arrow from the bow, the Drake belches out some fire, I should say, that ignites the tip of the arrow. The arrow flies straight up into the air, into this thing as it's actually gone to attack or done its damage to Yetnet. And as that happens, the front of it just smashes into the front side of the beak, and the whole front face, if you can call it a face, of this monster just explodes in a ball of fire. The good thing is, because this is recoiled a little bit, it actually doesn't manage to catch Yetnet. It's tried to sort of make its attack and then let go. The beast falls to the floor, collapses, and it starts writhing in pain, slithering around like absolute crazy. And you see it start to wither and stop moving and shake, and it literally ceases to be. You can see parts of the tentacle falling away. You can see a hand axe sticking out of it, a couple of arrows sticking out of it as well. But this beast is now nothing more than a charred bunch of smelly flesh on the ground.
Oh. That's what a critical will do. Sorry, Yetnet. I stole
that is what happens. That's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all right. We'll get it back. It's fine. We're having issues with our D&D Beyond character sheet here. It's decided to crap out on us, but that's okay. We know where we're at as it is. It's because you nearly got destroyed. That's why.
It knows it doesn't want you to die.
That's exactly right. So with that, there is a smouldering corpse of this Grick just lying around on the floor, and it leaves you in a dark room in a darkened space. With a few, and as your eyes adjust, you can sort of make out a few extra bits and pieces that are in this near vicinity. It's a high hall, as you know. It looks like it might have been part of a chapel or a shrine at one point. There's angelic features that you can make out that are sculptured. You can sort of see up in the upper echelons, and they start to sort of drift away into blackness. To the northern part of this room, there's a set of heavy curtains that block matching archways either side of what looks like to be a stone brazier.
Can I rush up to my good friend Yetnet and I'll put a hand on her shoulder and I'll cast Cure Wounds?
Yes, you can.
Okay, let's... So that will be 8 points of healing that you'll get from that.
All right, so that'll put you on 5, 6, 7. It's going to put you on 13 points.
Okay.
All right.
A little bit more health back on board. Oh.
Exactly right. Now, where are we? So, yes, there's obviously this area. There's an area to the north. There's like a fireplace that's either side. There is a doorway that leads to the west as well, that you can sort of make out. But it's really up to you whether you want to go where you want to go from here.
Yeah, you've had the good ideas so far. Where do you think we should go?
Well, if any, when I've been out in the wild, I could smell really good, and maybe, well, we don't know what this dwarf smells like, but maybe I could sniff the dwarf out.
Make an investigation check for me.
Can I assist in any way, shape, or form for this one?
You can certainly try. What would you use?
My nose?
You can try. Both of you roll investigation for smell for me. That's a +4 for you.
Now, can I impose disadvantage on myself at this point? Because I don't do this.
You can, yeah.
14 plus 4.
So you've got an 18. I love that. Yetnet starts sniffing around. How does it work?
It's okay.
You sniff. Yeah, cool. As you're sniffing around, you can smell a scent of not rotting meat, but there's like a smell coming from the north that is a bit more putrid, a bit worn, a bit unkempt. And then the smells coming from the heavier door to the west, they do smell a little bit familiar. It could very well lead to a passageway that you've visited in another part of the castle earlier. Where would you like to go, guys? To the north or to the west?
Follow the scent.
So, do you want to follow the scent north, or do you want to follow the scent west, which is more familiar to you?
West.
West. Okay. So let's go. Is it happy with that, Nitro?
Yeah, I literally start sniffing around and I start to walk in the opposite direction and then see her moving and I follow her.
Yep, sure. That's it, nice and easy. So you make your way through the door. There's a door that's sealed and set into the rock. It doesn't look like it's locked, so you can just open it if you wanted to.
I think I'll take the front row on this one and I'll open this door. I'm a little bit more healthy, so to speak.
Yeah, sure. So you open the door and you make your way out and you actually find yourselves in the top end of the corridor where you first came in. If you look south, you'll see a doorway that has been smashed to the smithereens and melted by some sort of goo. And you can see the door that leads into the dinner party area you interrupted earlier. You can also make out that there is a... where are we? There is like another curtain that's in the north that sort of looks like it's moving, bit of a breeze. And there's a doorway to the west that's been surrounded by some damaged rocks and debris that's fallen from part of a tower.
Can you smell anything from that doorway? You seem to be good at smelling.
And Sildar comments and sort of grabs his nose. Yes, she is indeed good at smelling.
How rude. You think I stink.
In the most friendly way, of course.
I'm sniffing the door.
Sniffing the door. Make an investigation. Throw it for me. It's +2. She keeps spraying for a 20. What'd you get?
4.
A 4. Yeah, so you can't smell. The scent you've got is gone.
Nitro, can you try sniffing the door?
I could try. Why don't I try actually tracking to see if I can see any footsteps or patterns or anything that's moving in this area? That might be better for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go for
Check
it.
if there's
So
a bug.
is there a role for that, for tracking, or are you just...
Oh, yes, it would. Survival or nature, whatever you want.
I think in this case, you would roll for probably nature, because it is a tracking check.
Re-rolling the natural ones, yes.
Do it.
We'll make that a 16 on the dice.
Sure. So is that 16 on the dice plus bonuses, or 16
Just
flat?
16. It's a straight roll for me.
Okay. So having a look around, you can see that leading into the door that leads to the west, there is signs of heavy foot traffic coming through. It's something that comes through. It looks like it's been heavily used, this door. To the north, the heavy curtain that's there, it does look like it has been travelled through or traversed through reasonably well. Interestingly enough, the door that you've come through doesn't seem to have a lot of foot traffic that's come through that particular door, probably for obvious reasons. Now that the Grick is gone, maybe it will get some more traffic. But you can see that the door leading to the west, not only is it heavy traffic, you can see heavy footfalls of what look like armoured footwear, and you can see tracks that look like someone has been dragged.
Okay. We should go where the footprints
Just the
are.
direction to go in, so let's head that way, I think.
All right.
Yes.
So who is opening the door and making their way through?
Go
No,
on.
actually, Nitro.
Now,
I thought
just
you might
before
change your mind on that one.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
You don't have any more, do you?
What?
I was just checking to see if Yetnet has any potions of healing, but I don't think she does.
Mm-mm.
No, you are
couple of games.
out of luck. Okay.
And
So
Nitro's leading.
Nitro is leading. All right. Where is your spider at this point? You need a name. You need a name for your spider too, by the way.
Oh yeah. Let's call her. It's a she. I'm just saying.
She. Okay. Yeah.
Call her. Okay.
Let's say, Crystal.
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 The giant wolf spider. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just went to a weird place where Crystal is like on a pole and like in Vegas. Anyway, whatever.
I
that's
understand
fine.
what you mean.
Yes, I know. It is a junior show. Though. It's just crazy. All right.
It's a good
So,
name.
how are you entering the space, Nitro?
I would like to have a bit of a listen first, see if I can hear anything on the other side of the door before I open it.
I would like you to roll for perception, please.
19 total.
Yeah, sure. So you put your ear to the door and you hear a gruff conversation. You can't hear exactly what's being said, but you hear multiple voices. The voices are deep and sound like someone's being quite arrogant. There's a little bit of chatter. And it seems as though there is not an argument per se, but there is definitely a discussion between multiple people or persons or things.
Okay. I can't tell roughly how many voices are in there.
You can tell, obviously it's more than one. You
Yeah.
can't tell whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 though.
Okay, that's all right. I'll turn around to Yetnet. There's a few people on the other side of this door. Do we want to go in guns blazing, so to speak, or do we want to put the red coats on? Or stealthing? We can try and go sneaky.
Do we actually still have them, or do we just throw them off or something?
No, you still got them.
Okay.
Mine's still
We'll
on and
put
dragging
them
on the ground.
on, and do we? Oh yeah, there's only there's 5 of us, but only 3 are humans, right?
You've got you've got Sildar, who's human, and that's about it. Everything else is not human at this
Yes, they've
point.
got us and our pets, and then Sildar as well. So, do you want to
Well, we
try
can put
your
our red
little...
cloaks on,
trick?
but what about Sildar? I was going to say Yano for 1 sec, but he's dead.
He is indeed.
Well, Sildar's best to have my coat on because this thing is still dragging on the ground.
Okay.
Okay,
So
but
you
what
could-
about you then?
Well, I can just be one of your escorts. I don't have to be part of the Red Brand at all. I can
Yeah,
just be
you'll
someone
just
who's
be
with you.
bait. You'll be bait.
I'll be bait. So you want me to go in
Yes.
first, do you?
Yes, I will be the leader. Okay, now I'm going to turn around to Silda and tell him because he's not
sure.
listening. He's just like looking at the castle going, whoa.
Sildar's just admiring the stonework. He's not paying attention at all. Sure.
Yep.
Silda.
Oh, yes, my friend. What is it? What is the plan?
Okay, so Nitro's gonna pass his cloak over to you. I know that sounds a bit weird.
No, that makes sense. It would fit me better.
Okay. And Nitro's gonna act as bait.
You're going to send Nitro in alone?
No. Okay, so you'll grab Nitro by the arm, but not squeezy.
Ah, I get it. You're going to perform a ruse where we're pretending that we're bringing Nitro in as a prisoner. Is that what you mean?
We're pretending that we're the Red Brands.
Ah, jolly good. I like this plan. This is fantastic. Is that all right with you, Nitro?
It should be okay. Someone will need to take my bow and arrows, and I'm going to try and tuck my swords a little bit further behind myself.
You can, Silda. You'll take the bow and arrows.
Oh, I will very well. Hand them over then, sir. I'll hold the bow and arrow like this, and then Sildar, as he's talking, changes into the cloak. There's dirt and mud and a bit of blood and burnt flesh from the grick along the bottom of this thing as you drag it through. But he doesn't mind. He's got hold of the bow and arrow. You're hiding your swords behind your back.
I'm going to try and hide them under a cloak. I've got a shorter cloak that I normally wear.
All right, so you're putting on... I need you to make a... Can you please make... what do we call it? I'll call it a performance check for me.
Performance?
It's just a straight roll. There's no bonus on it.
Okay.
I need to see if you can put the robe on without breaking it.
10?
Yeah, okay, we'll say 50-50, sure. You managed to get it on. It tears in one or two places, but they're not visible, so that's okay.
Oh, Iana? Oh.
Iana is back there in pieces. What do you want?
Okay, there's one rule that I have to tell you.
Of course.
No more admiring the castle.
Oh, sorry, I just... The stonemasonry is quite remarkable, even for this rule. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Shall we?
Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Wait, are you standing with Nitro, or am I...
Oh, well, I'll escort Nitro in as my captive.
and then I'll go in front. I'll be, we have a prisoner.
I have a question.
Yes.
With this plan,
yes.
As much as I love this plan, I would like to know what is happening with your crystal friend. She does stand out a bit.
Yes. Nitro?
Yes?
Would you be okay to handle your Drake and my spider while we do this plan, please?
I mean...
I don't know if you can.
I don't know if Crystal would trust me enough, but
yes,
what
okay.
I could
you
suggest
can still have your
is...
Drake, and I'll have my spider just beside me, or on the head. I don't know.
The spider will not fit on your head. It's huge. So you're going to command the spider to hang back?
No, I'm gonna tell the spider to hide under my cloak.
It won't fit. It's a giant wolf spider. It's not going to work.
Yeah, it's big.
Okay.
It's like double your size.
It's huge.
It's big.
How big?
It's huge.
Oh, okay.
That big.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's almost a size
Crystal.
on the screen.
Okay, Crystal, you are going to stand beside me, okay?
So you get this little, and there's a bit of a shake and you see the whole body of the spider sort of do this and nod in assent and understanding of what's going on.
But you have to duck, okay? Okay. Nacho, what are you going to tell your Drake to do?
Well, I'm going to get my Drake.
Wait, it's still on my spider's back, right?
No, the Drake I think is going to hide in your cloak or something, is that right?
Well, if you're okay with it yet, Ned, I think the Drake would be better on your shoulders.
Fine, but...
Your pet.
Okay, but you have to tell him that, though.
Yeah, that's okay. So I'll telepathically, I'll direct my Drake to jump down and scurry up her leg and then up onto her shoulder.
All right, so the Drake's now perched on your shoulder. Crystal is sort of hanging back a little bit and sort of behaving herself. Sildar's got a hold of Nitro. Oh, that's not too tight, is it, my young friend?
No, I'm good.
But how about now? And he squeezes a bit more. Just for good measure. Shall we just knock then?
Yes, I'll just knock.
There's a heavy knock on the door, and all of a sudden, all the conversation that you were sort of hearing before Nitro just stops dead. It goes very, very quiet behind the door. You hear a bit of sort of confusion, a little bit of whispering going on behind the door. You catch in common, we're not expecting anyone. Who's that?
Hello. Oh wait.
Just going to call out.
Okay, wait. We are the Red Brands. We have a prisoner.
You hear scurrying and you hear footsteps in heavy metal footsteps as they make their way towards the door. The door swings open, and a hobgoblin in full armor is standing there, staring at you with claws and teeth and stuff, showing it.
Huh? What are you doing here? No one's expected back in this castle. You're not even supposed to be here. You're meant to be down in Phandelver.
This girl called Yetnet and Nitro, the boy we have here, he killed our master.
What?
Iano.
Yano's dead.
Yeah.
And you see a bit of a shock from the other hobgoblins that are in the background. I need you to roll persuasion for me, please. Persuasion or deception, your choice. They're both straight rolls, so it doesn't matter.
16?
So the hobgoblin sort of looks you up and down and then looks behind you at Nitro and this old guy in a robe who's holding on to him.
Well, if Yano's gone, then I suppose you better both come in. Come on, bring him in. We can put him with that other dwarf we've got.
No, it's okay. We'll hold on to him until he's...
You want to take him into the bush then, eh? Huh?
No, we'll just stay here. Hey, when we were coming in the door, people were charging at us, and they thought like we were Yetnet and Yano.
Yetnet and Yano?
Yeah.
I didn't know they'd teamed up. Oh, silly old bugger.
But then yeah. So can we come in? I'm just trying to act.
Yeah, who said you can come in? Bring him in, you can put him in with the dwarf. You want to go see the boss or not? Huh?
And Sildar pipes up. If it's not too much trouble, yes, we'd like to speak to your master and get what?
Sorry, one sec. Can I just call you Doorman for now?
You can call me Blarg if you like. That's my name.
Blarg, can you just stay here for a minute? Me and my compatriot need to have a little talk.
Alright then, don't beat about the bush though, alright?
Okay.
And Sildar turns,
What is it? What do you want to do? I mean, we're going to go see the boss. We need to get to King Row. Speak up, will you? I'm tired of hearing.
Okay, but what if he sniffs us out and we're not the red brands?
Well, so far they seem to be buying the rules quite nice, actually.
Okay, so, Nitro, are you fine to be tied up again?
I mean, if you wanted to tie me, would you not do it loose enough?
Can you roll for stealth to make sure that they don't overhear you talk to Nitro directly? Yes.
17.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you managed to whisper this 17 plus your stealth. It's actually a 19. So you managed to speak to Nitro without catching their attention. They're just going about their business. You can see that there are 3 of these guys and they're milling about, and so there's like bedrolls and stuff in here as well. There's a fireplace keeping the place nice and warm, and they just seem to be going about the business. One of them, this Blarg fella, does eye you from time to time, but otherwise they're sort of just letting you do your thing.
Okay, but Nitro, you have your bows and arrows back just in case.
No, don't.
Shall I give them to him?
Actually,
I'll say, look, don't hand me anything. Just when you tie me up, don't tie me up too tight.
Yeah.
Allow me a bit of breathing room and I'll get out.
Yeah. And then, if you can try, you'll try. We'll actually go to the boss's room.
You give me a key word, and when you say, I'll attack anyone who's close by.
Okay. What's gonna be the key word? Should it be num num num?
Sorry, just read it.
You can make up one. I don't care.
Okay. Let's use the word Jenga. So when you're ready, you say the word Jenga and we go.
So when you say Jenga, then we go, or we go on 3, 10 Jenga?
Jenga, then go.
All right, Jenga, then go. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but I'm saying Jenga.
You're saying it. All right, okay. No, you just said it. Does that mean... No, okay. All right, that's fantastic.
In the midst of all this, the hobgoblin who has sort of been the doorman, as Yetnet can sort of
Okay.
What's going on?
We're coming. Okay. You take this nitro man to be tied up with that dwarf. But actually, I'll tie him up. Can you hand me a rope or something?
and he sort of looks around for a bit and
Yeah, come here.
calls over one of his other buddies, and he brings over a coil of rope and hands it to you.
Thank you. Oh, I think I was dwarf.
Walking over to the dwarf, you mean Nitro?
No.
You're not in that. You're in a room that is a very small room. That's like a guard post, a guard barracks.
Oh.
You can't see a dwarf. He's mentioned a dwarf, but you can't see a dwarf. He said the dwarf was with the boss, whoever that is.
Oh, okay. We'll tie this lovely man with the boss. Okay.
All right, then go on and get to it. Hurry up.
Okay.
Don't have all day. I want to get back to my
Bye-bye.
game.
Okay. Which way is the boss's room?
If you head through the door to the north, don't go south.
Why?
Go north. Just don't go south. Gosh. Head through the door to the north. There's a curtain there, and there's a door leading to the west. That's the boss's room. Make sure you knock first. He doesn't like being interrupted.
Okay. See ya. We'll just close the door gently. Boom.
Okay, so you make your way forward behind the curtain. Are you all walking together at this point?
Yes, but Nitro, you actually stay at the back of the pack.
Okay, so Nitro and Sildar bringing up the rear, Yetnet in front. You make your way through the curtain, you pull the curtain back, and you can see there is a door that's a bit more heavy set, a bit more ornate. It does look a little bit more reinforced as well, leading to the west.
Okay, so we'll go that way, so we're like...
Yep, tiptoe. There doesn't seem to be anyone else around. The guards who were in display, they've gone back to some game. They're playing some game where they're flipping pebbles and stuff and rubble into it like a cup.
They're probably playing golf or something.
Maybe something like that. Okay, as you make your way to the door, you actually see the door in front of you and you hear from behind you, and then you hear this, oh, you fucking cheat, and a fist and punch, and there's a fight that breaks out between them all. And you knock on this big metal door and it resounds with a big metal clang, clang, clang. And you hear a little bit of a scuffle from behind the door, and then you hear a big, heavy, gruff voice. Who disturbs me?
We are the Red Brand. Can we come in?
The Red Brands?
Yes.
Here in my castle?
We're not trying to, we found, so we're just walking outside your castle, and then we saw a little itty bitty tiny dwarf. Okay?
Oh, you bring me a dwarf. Oh, all right, well then come on in.
Okay.
And the door, you hear a door unlocks. And you all make your way inside?
Yes.
Okay, so you make your way into the room and you see a chamber that has been set up like a crude sort of living area. There's thick furs thrown all over the floor to serve as carpets, old trophies hanging up on the walls. There's a large bed in the northern sector of the room. A brazier of coals burns brightly, providing a lot of warmth in the space. There's a huge round table with several chairs all around the space. It stands to the south near the door you've just come in. Near the table, on the floor, is an unconscious dwarf who looks very badly beaten. Inside the room, you can see this giant bugbear. He's an older-looking fella. He's gruff. He's got battle scars, very, very weary. He's got a crown on his head, which has a couple of looks like gemstones and stuff in it. It's slightly to one side because it's actually too small for his head. He looks to be deeply in conversation with a drow, and they have obviously been interrupted mid-conversation about something. In the midst of this, you hear a grrr, and as you sort of make your way into the room, next to the table is a wolf that is staring you down, hunched, heckles up, snarling at your presence.
We've got a rope. Can we, tie this, lovely man up, please?
What have you brought me? You said you brought me a dwarf. That's not a dwarf.
Sorry. It's a halfling.
The instruction was to bring me dwarves, not halflings. I think we've found the one we need anyway. Take him away to the cells.
No, we'll just tie him up in your room, thanks.
I don't want no stinking, filthy halfling cluttering up my floor. Take him back to the cells, I tell you, or else.
Okay.
Sildar sort of hesitates for a moment, and he makes eyes with you, Yetnet, and you can see his expression sort of says, it's now or never. That's the person we're here for. We're going to have to take these guys out. He just sort of stares at you, not sure. Nitro, he's obviously, Sildar's got his hands on you, and you feel him sort of tighten around you a little bit more as he gets a bit more tense. I need you, sir, to roll a sleight of hand check to make sure your swords remain hidden.
That should be okay with a 15.
Yeah, sure. So they stay hidden and true. The drow makes their way forward, and they sort of eye you, Nitro, curiously. She sort of makes her way forward. This one is quite intriguing. Maybe we shouldn't throw him to the wolves just yet, my king. Oh, what do you know about it, you filthy dark elf? What do you know about it? Oh, I know a great many things, and while not a dwarf, maybe the halfling will prove useful. He seems to be able to handle himself in combat from all intents and purposes, and those scars on his person. And there's a bit of an exchange between King Groll and this Drow as they discuss what to do with Nitro.
Okay. What's the keyword again?
What's the keyword again?
Should I actually say it?
Hey, I'm not the one saying it.
It's your call. You're the one who said you wanted to call.
Okay, what was the keyword again?
It's a stacking game.
What?
The stacking block game.
Wooden blocks.
The toppling tower.
Jonah?
Jenga.
Jenga!
Okay, so Yetnet screams bloody murder, screams the keyword Jenga. Sildar lets you go, Nitro, so you can whip out your sword. Yep. He throws you, even though you're in close distance, you can feel a knife cut the rope, and he throws you your bow and arrow. The Drake flies from Yetnet's shoulder and crosses across back to you, and basically, effectively, you've caught King Groll, Snarl, the wolf, and this Drow slightly off guard. We need you all to roll for initiative, but you are going to make one surprise attack before we get started.
Benjamin.
What is that? 21 in total for me.
Yep. You got a 1?
No, I got a 12.
You got a 12. Okay, good.
Number 1.
All right, so we have... can I get those... Sorry, 21 was it?
21 for me.
21 for Nitro. Yetnet, you got?
12.
12. Sildar has... Oh, gosh. And then we have... Oh my goodness, there's so many characters here. It's crazy. Oh, dear. Okay, so Nitro, you'll be the one making the surprise attack, which is going to be fantastic because...
Hopefully another 40 comes out of this. That'd be good.
Yeah, Yetnet got a 12, and then... Oh, gosh. All right. So Nitro, you get to make a surprise attack because you take them by surprise, and then we'll come into proper combat. Let's do it.
Who looks like the weakest character in the room?
There is a wolf, which is running around, seems to be... I mean, it's a wolf. It doesn't have any armor on or anything else. The Drow looks to be timid, but obviously looks can be deceiving. And then, of course, there's the bugbear himself, King Groll, who looks quite heavy set.
Okay.
Attack the wolf first.
You reckon the wolf? Okay, that's fine. I'll grab my bow, knock an arrow, and let loose its said wolf to see how I go with that one.
Go for it.
I'll call the shot. I'm assuming it's not within 5 feet of me.
It is not. It is 25 feet away.
Okay, and is my little Drake friend within 30?
It's on your shoulder.
Oh, it's on my shoulder now. Beautiful.
Yep.
All right, so we'll call the shot. What's that, an 18 plus 2, so that's a dirty 20.
Woohoo!
Okay, I'm assuming that hits then.
Yep.
So we'll add that D6 for the fire damage as well into a single shot. That's max for the fire, which is good. So that's 6 points there.
Mm-hmm.
8. Oh, my brain's gone dead. 14 points of damage. 6 of that's fire.
Yep. Okay, so you lose this arrow, and almost like King Roll almost goes to duck for cover. And as he does, the arrow gets loose, but it doesn't fly anywhere near him. It flies towards the table, smacking this wolf in its flank almost head on, and it just explodes in this combustion of fire. You hear this yelp in pain as this wolf takes this brunt of this arrow head on, and it actually knocks the force of the arrow, knocks the wolf to the side, and it skids across the floor a further 5 feet from where you are. But you can see it start to pick itself up and not lick its wounds as such, but it does sort of seem to try and run around it and roll on its back to try and put the fire out. And when the fire starts to dissipate, you can see like red raw skin. The fur has been burnt off the entire side of this wolf called Snarl as he makes his attack.
I will direct my Drake to attack the wolf as well.
Yep.
So he's got like 40 feet of movement, so I'm hoping that's more than enough to get to it.
He can do that, yes, that's fine. Yep. Will that take place? That doesn't take place straight away because it's an action to command it?
No, mine's actually a bonus action.
Bonus action, okay, go for it.
Yep. So he'll jump down and run across. That is 17, 20, 22 to hit.
Yes.
And what's the damage? I haven't done the damage on this at all yet, so give me a second.
You're right.
6, 4, 7... 6 points of damage, sorry.
Yep, from the Drake. Yeah, is it fire damage?
It's piercing damage, so he's biting
damage. Okay, so you command a quick turn of your cheek and a quick word to Drake, and not really a word because it's all telepathic, but you know what I mean. And you see this Drake fly across the room, and it just launches itself on this wolf who's flaying around on the floor. Rather than try to be subtle about it, the Drake just goes straight for all the burnt flesh and just starts tearing and clawing away at the space. You see the Drake try and take a chunk out of the jugular of this wolf, and there's a sickening sort of and a bit of flesh comes away in the Drake's mouth, and the wolf just stops moving. Just the crushing blow from the Drake just stops it in its tracks. You hear a roar from the other side of the room as King Groll watches his wolf take its absolute beating. He is now crossing the room, Nitro squarely aimed at you with his sights on you. At the top of the round, King Groll is attacking with Nitro. You're going to be on deck to come in next.
Where's my attack?
You will have to wait. There was a bonus. 19, 23. I'm assuming that hits.
No?
No, just making sure.
It does.
What?
Okay, so we've got... Okay, so that is 15, 16, 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep, okay.
That's going to be fantastic. All right. Nitro, you're up. With Yetnet on deck.
Cool. Alrighty, so I'm going to do something so fantastic. I'm going to drop my bow and pull out my 2 short swords.
Yep.
And I'm going to use Searing Smite as my last spell of the day. And I'm going to see if I can go ham on this guy. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, so.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
Roll well.
What's a 2 followed by a 0 again?
A 2 followed by a 0. A 0-2.
No, other way around.
Is that a crit? Do it again. We have rolled dirty. We have rolled natural 20s. So many. I'll prove it. Prove it. Hold it up. Hold it up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Boom. There it is. Go for it. Yes, that definitely hits. Absolutely. I'm just going to take this off.
Just leave that on.
Just leave it open.
I like it.
Critical.
Okay,
It's critical hit, not critical roll, just for everyone watching at home. How many is that? Is that 4? 5? Natural 20s?
Yep, that first strike is 26 damage total.
To King Roll, yep, sure.
Yep.
And you have a follow-up?
Second hit with my offhand, so I don't get any bonuses to it.
Yep.
So straight roll is only a 9 on the dice, so I'm assuming that misses.
9 definitely misses. Yep.
Yeah. So that's my turn in a nutshell.
Bloody hell, that's a cracker and a half of a turn. Yetnet, you're up.
I'm going to direct my Drake to protect itself while it's over the other side of the room.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, not that it really matters. There's nothing alive next to it at the moment with the wolf out of commission. Yetnet, you're up, and then we've got our Dro coming in along with Sildar and the spider to make their actions. Your turn.
Okay,
What would you like to do?
For my first action, I'm going to tell my spider what to do on the next turn, right?
Yes, you can. Yeah. The spider will make, as a generic rule, the spider will attack any enemies it deems close by.
Actually, it can make its own decisions.
It can make its own decisions. Okay, that sounds like a plan. What do you want to do? Now, from where you are, you're to the right of Nitro and King Roll. You can see this Dro that's over by the bed to the north of the room, probably about 35 feet away from you, and there's a Drake that's having a field day with the corpse of a wolf on the other side of the room.
So can I actually use a bonus action to do my 2-weapon fighting?
You can do 2-weapon fighting, of course you can.
It's
It's
actually my bonus action.
Well, did you recover your second hand axe from the body of the Grick?
No.
Damn.
So it's actually not.
No, so you can use, if you go up to your weapons, here, you've got a hand axe.
A Morning Star.
And you could use a Morning Star, yes.
Yeah, Morning Star.
And who are you attacking?
I'm attacking...
That's right, go for it. Cake mix is being made.
I don't know who's close to me.
Closest enemy to you is King Groll, and you would be able to go across the distance to get to King Groll.
Okay.
Alright.
So I'm going to walk up to him.
Walk? I think you'd run at this point.
I'm
We're in
going to run,
combat.
and then I've got my Morning Star ready.
Yep, so roll that.
6, 7.
Okay, I think we've lost these guys for a second. Camera seems to have frozen.
That's right, we're coming back.
Yep, I can.
Coming back, so according to...
Okay.
10 damage.
1d8 plus 4. It's 10 damage, yes. So you swing your Morning Star,
4.
and you smack King Groll upside the head with it, and you hear him as he gets knocked back by these bevy of blows that has been happening. You get to make one more attack with your hand axe if you would like to.
Can I do my Morning Star again?
No, because it's two-handed fighting. We're back, aren't we, Ben?
We are, yes,
Yep,
sorry.
thank you.
We're back.
You're all good?
Can I do my Javelin?
No, you can do your hand axe.
Can I do... Yeah, I'm going to do one of my hand axes.
Yep, because the other one is missing.
Oh, yeah. I've
Off you
got to
go.
buy a new one.
Roll your attack. D20.
Make sure that's not...
That's it. That is a 9, which is not going to do it, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say. All right, so the Dro is going to make their way towards where the both of you are. Looking at this, they're going to get probably 5 feet away, but they're not going to be able to get close enough to you to actually make an attack, which sucks. So they're going to be readying an attack to potentially cause some damage on their next turn. Which brings us to Sildar, who is still with the red cloak and all the burning flesh and everything else standing next to you, Nitro. He's within range. He's going to make an attack against our friend here. Holy crap. 21 to hit is definite. Sildar is on fire today. All right, so Sildar's going to make his attack. It is only going to be a small attack with a bit of rubbish that he's picked up with his scimitar. 4 points of slashing damage as he tries to parry a few attacks from our friend here. I will say this. Look, every little bit helps, exactly right. And King Groll turns his attention to Sildar. Lets out a massive roar, and you can see him thrashing about. You can see some of the wounds that you've left on him. He's actually bleeding quite profusely at this point. The spider is going to try and actually clamber its way through the door, the open door behind you. The spider is going to make its way through and is able to cross 40 feet. So it will come in behind, make its way around to a point where it's actually going to be able to make an attack against the Dro. Yes.
When can I get the character sheet for my crystal?
For Crystal, I've got it here, but you can't see it.
Oh, why?
Because
But
I'm
I
using
control it.
I know you control it. All right, well, you can roll the attack then. Go on then. Roll the attack.
What is it?
It's a D20 with +3 to hit.
D20. 20.
Oh my god.
23.
It's a natural 20 again. Alright, so I need you to roll 1d6 plus 1.
So just to confirm, we get one piece of cake per natural 20 we roll, right?
6.
Say again.
We get a piece
One
of
piece
cake
of cake.
for every natural 20, yeah?
I'll add it to the gold pieces payout at the end of combat.
6.
So it's 6, it's 12 damage. And then I need you, or she's going to make a constitution save, which she rolls a natural 1 on the con save.
No.
Holy crap. Okay.
Please don't.
So here we go. We've got 52, we've got, was it 12 damage? 12.
Yeah.
And because we failed the con save, we've got to take 2d6 poison damage. So roll 2d6 for me.
I have 36.
Let's roll that one twice.
2. Oh, that's cock actually.
No, it wasn't cock. Nice tries. 8
6.
points. Was it 6? So it's 8 points of poison damage. Wow, that just escalated so quickly. Okay, fantastic. Which brings us back to the top of the round. King Roll right in front of you, Nitro. I think he's been distracted by Sildar, so he's going to try and make an attack against Sildar. But because of the damage that he's already sustained, he's swinging wildly as he swings and swings and swings. But unfortunately, Sildar is just able to duck out of the way. Nitro, you're too short at this point. His swings don't hit home. Nitro, you're up with Yetnet on deck.
Okay, with
I believe.
short
Next
swords in hand, I'm going to keep swinging.
Do it. Go for it.
So the
Smack
first
him in the
one,
face.
Boom. Yes, smack him in the face.
plus again, a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 hits.
Okay, so that's a 1d6 plus 3. That'll be 7 points of damage for the first one.
Yep. Where are you swinging? Are you swinging? Let me ask you a more important question, Nitro. Are you swinging to kill or to wound?
With the big guy, I just want him out of the way. He's going to be killed if I'm killing him.
So you swing true. How do you swing? Describe to me how you do this.
Well, being my character, I want to bring him down to size a little bit, so I'll attack the knees to start with, and I'll follow through and try and cleave him up the jaw if I can.
Yeah, so fantastically, what you do is you just basically use your height to your advantage. You slash forward, and you literally kneecap this bugbear, and he collapses forward. As he collapses forward, he's literally going to land on top of you. So you duck to the side, and as he falls, you slash again across the back, and then you clamber up onto his back, and you leap forward with spectacular Conan the Barbarian style. You grab your sword by the hilt and just bring it straight down into the middle of his skull. The crown falls off and just rolls across the floor, and everyone sort of stops dead for a minute. You just hear this clang, 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 clang as the crown falls to the floor. Which brings us to, unless you've got any bonus actions.
The Drake, I'm going to command to attack the Drow with, trying to pin this one down at least.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know, do you want that to be some form of grappling attack? He's not a big creature, so I don't know how that's going to work.
No, that's okay. If you've commanded it to attack to restrain, it's... Is it big enough to restrain? Dark Elf?
Companion. It is a small dragon, so...
Yeah, so it could definitely be commanded to trip up or, cause trouble or something like that.
Let's say we trip it up then instead.
Yeah, all right. So you can make an attack to, effectively wound or trip up. Or
it's a +3 to hit, so that's 12 to hit.
No dice. The Drake command runs across, flies across, I should say, and tries to go for the legs of this drow. And as it does, the drow sort of gets the upper hand and manages to maintain balance, which puts the Drake nice and close next to the drow. Yetnet, you're up. What would you like to do? Knowing now that King Groll and Snarl are both, effectively lying in pools of their own blood and burnt flesh, leaving just this dark elf. What would you like to
do? Is my Morningstar still with me?
Yeah, you'd be able to make the distance. She's within 5 feet, so you'd be able to make that attack. Yep.
So, 20 plus 6.
Oh, come on.
26?
Oh, my God, again.
Can my dragon use its reaction to infuse the fire into that attack as well?
For the Drake or for you?
For her. So her attack will have the extra D6.
From the Drake?
For me.
The infused strike.
Well, the Drake's running around the legs of... Yeah, no, she's within the distance. Okay, so that's fine. So, yes, so you're adding D6. Okay, so roll for damage. on your morning star.
Uh,
Oh, I can't believe it. This is insane.
1d8 plus 4.
We never roll this well, ever. Especially me. So that's 1d8. So 6 plus 4 is
8.
10. No, 6 plus 4, because you rolled this one,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
So it's 10, doubled to 20, plus 1d6.
Add a d6
So
to the damage.
Roll
as
1d6. Roll this one as well.
What?
Roll that one as well for extra fire damage from the Drake.
Yay. 2.
22 points of damage as this Morningstar Yetnet just strides forward and using her barbarian strength just goes crack. The drow just takes the whole thing in the chest and again combusts with flame from the Drake as it belches this fire from down low. The drow is thrown backwards and flies towards the northern part of the room, and you just see this. You hear this sickening crunch as ribs and bones and things are broken by the spikes on the Morningstar. It resonates through the chamber with such a loud noise, and that brings us to our friend the drow, and she is going to make a break for it. She has decided that she's taken the brunt of these hits. She's actually making her way forward over. She's going to try and cross the room over to the sleeping figure of this dwarf that looks beaten and bruised. And as she crosses over, she pulls out a knife as she makes her way across.
She's gonna kill him. She's gonna kill him.
Can I opportune attack and flick her before she moves out of my way?
You can't because you weren't within range.
Can
Okay.
I?
Yetnet can, though.
Come on, spy again? No, probably
It's up to you if you want to make an opportunity attack as she moves away, because you're close with your Morningstar.
Me, so I'm gonna run and then grab the rope and then pull it to the
No,
side.
because she was next to you, you're moving away, so you can make a quick attack against her if you want.
Morningstar.
Morningstar, since you're working for you, why not? Swing again.
18.
18
6.
plus 6 definitely hits. Go ahead. So as you see her move away, you swing true with your Morningstar. The knife comes out, so it's 1d8 plus 4. Have you just rolled an 8?
Yeah.
Plus 4 is 12. Bloody hell. So as she goes to step away, she pulls the knife and she goes, and she goes to make her way over. And as she tries to clear your arc, you swing back with the other hand, double hands, just, and you knock her in the back. She flies forward to the ground. And as she flies forward, you see her stumble and literally fall and skid almost up to where the dwarf is. And you hear, as you make the connection, the crunch in her back. You hear bones breaking and things as well. She stops sliding to come to a halt on the floor. And then that's when you notice that there's like a hissing sound, a bubbling sound that's emanating from this drow. And as you watch, sort of standing back aghast as the skin begins to melt away from this drow, the robes and everything else she's wearing seem to dissipate, bubble, broil, and just slowly melt away, leaving the corpse of what is actually a doppelganger who has been posing as a dark elf.
What's the doppelganger?
A very nasty creature.
Can you show
In any
it?
case, we are out of context in this instance, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you actually show us what
I don't know if I can
Oh,
in this instance. I'll show you later.
okay.
So what would you like to do? You are now standing around the corpses, slightly singed wolf, the ex-King Groll, and of course this drow/doppelganger who obviously was making a break to go stab this lump in the corner. What would you like to do?
Can we just grab the dwarf and run out of here?
You want to grab the dwarf and run?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I would stay behind and have a bit of a look around the room to see what valuable
Actually, I'll
might
actually
be
send
quickly
with
at
you
hand.
because I don't want to.
Say again, please, Nitro.
Sorry, I'll have a look around the room and see what valuables are at hand while she's attending to said dwarf.
Yep, okay. So in this instance, you both split up. You're going to make your way over to the dwarf that's lying unconscious facing away into the wall. While she does that, you, Nitro, have a look around and there's not a lot left. There is sort of a... where are we here? There is a few bits and pieces strewn around the room. There's the crown that's on the ground as well. There is... what else have we got here? Nothing you can really sort of see, but make an investigation check for me.
Investigation. That's a straight roll. 17.
17. Okay, so because you're a shifty little fella and you're a bit closer to the ground, as you far away enough in amongst the corpse, looking around to see what you can find. You find a few gold pieces, nothing of real interest. But as you look to the bed in the northwest part of the room, from your height advantage / disadvantage, you can see there is a box that is hidden underneath the bed, the four-poster bed that's in this room. And as you grab the box, you can see it's actually quite large. You pull the box out, and when you open the box, you find a container that has 220 silver pieces, 160 EP, 3 very important items in potions of healing, and what looks like a satchel containing a map.
So
Can we
definitely
get the
pocketing the map. And how many potions of healing? Just 1?
3.
3 potions of healing. That's beautiful. Let's go.
That could be very useful.
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe you won't need them if you just keep rolling natural 20s all night.
I mean, I'm not going to say no. All right, so I'll add those to my inventory for the time being.
Yep, sure. While that's going on, while you're collecting the goods and the spoils from the room, you're making your way over to the dwarf.
Yes.
Okay, so I need you to make a medicine check for me, please, which is a straight roll for you, straight D20 roll.
Yes.
And I'll grab the crown and I'll pop that on my head.
Yeah, can you make a perception check while this is going on, please, sir?
17 again.
Okay, so when you pick up the crown, you notice instantly it's actually not made of gold. It's like a weird sort of almost a plasticky material, like it's a kid's pretend, almost like a wooden thing. The gemstones and things on it are actually painted on. It's actually not a legitimate crown. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. While this is going on, you're making a check to go see if this dwarf is okay. You can see the dwarf has taken quite a bit of a beating. They are
like the punch we saw.
That's right. Like the beating you've just given the dark elf and everything else. However, you can see they are still breathing, but they are very much unconscious.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tap it on the shoulder.
Tap him on the shoulder.
Like that.
Yep. So you reach out and tap this dwarf on the shoulder. Okay, so you manage to shake gently the dwarf, and he starts to come to. You see that there is a shake, and opens his eyes a little bit, and he rolls over to stare at you in the face, and opens his eyes for the full time. Oh my God!
Calm down, mister.
And he just is almost unintelligible as he's freaking out, and he sits up, tries to sit up. And he tries to back away, and he just hits wall, but he's trying to back away from this looming dragonborn that's looming over him. What do you do?
It's fine. We come in peace.
Roll for persuasion. It's a classic, but it works.
9?
A 9, and there's no bonus on that. Okay, so this dwarf is still very panicked. His eyes are darting everywhere, and then he looks over and he sees an older gentleman striding towards him in a red brand outfit that has seen better days. Sildar makes his way over and kneels down. Gundren, my friend, is it really you? And there's a moment of recognition on the dwarf's eyes, and you can see there's blood sort of dripping out of his mouth or dried blood, and then the scratches and things. Sildar, is that you?
Pull your cloak down, Sildar.
A moment of recognition between the two of them, and you can see tears in Gundren's eyes, and this is obviously the man you have been looking for, the dwarf you have been looking for. Sildar, what on earth am I doing here? What's going on? And then Sildar, it's all right, my friend. We are amongst friends here. You are safe. This is Yetnet. She is a friend and ally, and is one of those who was sought to free you.
That's Nitro overlooking the box
and this
somewhere.
lovely gentleman here with this fake crown on his head is Nitro, and both of these wonderful, wonderful creatures have helped bring you the freedom you so desperately desire.
I rescued him.
Yes, Yetnet here saved me from the Cragmaws in the hideout on the high road after we were attacked. I didn't see where you were taken, but we have been reunited once more. And Gundren takes all this in. You can see his breathing does start to calm down. He does look quite worse for wear. And then for a moment, there's a flick of fear in his eyes.
My map! My map! Where's my map?
I pull it out of the pocket and I wave it up on the other side. This one?
Give it here. I need the map. I need it. I cannot let it fall into the wrong hands. Give me the map.
It's probably safer to stay with me then, if that's the case.
We're not enemies, okay?
It's not about that. I understand that. I understand you're not enemies, but you don't understand. We have to get to the cave.
What cave?
Echo Cave. We have to get there. My brothers are there. We need to go save them.
Okay.
Okay?
Dad, have I been in there before?
No.
Okay, good.
No, you haven't.
I was thinking of another campaign.
Gundren is more panicked. We have to go. My brothers are there. The Rockseekers, they're there. They're sitting up now. And if the Black Spider gets his hand on them, who knows what he'll do with those two boys. Please, we have to go now.
Okay. Before we leave, there's 3 people alive in here. So if you keep on screaming, we're going to get into combat again.
I need to roll for stealth for me.
You talk too loud.
The DM talked too loud.
22.
8.
22?
8.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
10.
Matt, you've also got issues with the camera as well.
Yep, sorry. How's that? Is that better?
It's moving, freezing.
Yeah, it's telling me there's a bit of a dodgy connection here, which is probably why we had D&D Beyond crap out on us earlier. But that's okay.
It's probably because...
Gundren is very, very panicked, but when you mention there are other people here, he drops his voice entirely. Well, my friends, if we don't get to the cave, I'm worried of what will befall my brothers. Will you please take me there? I can show you the way.
Okay. One question first. But
if we must, come on.
But this is a promise, though. You
Aye.
keep your noise down, and you follow the rules by me.
All right, I understand that, but do you know the best way out of here? Because I know there's a secret entrance to the northern side, and we can bypass all these guys.
Oh, and there's no guys in the main room. They're just up there. But
What
they're not
about
outside.
the guards? What about the guards in the guard post outside?
There's no guards. We killed them.
In all honesty, there was 3 hobgoblins that you left
Oh,
behind
yeah.
playing the game who have been paying attention and potentially will come across the noise very, very soon.
Shall we
Sildar-
exit and then regroup outside? We can, get ourselves away from the castle, take a bit of a rest, regroup ourselves, and then potentially skedaddle on out to help your brothers.
Aye, that's what I've been talking about. We need to go now, please. Can you come?
Okay,
Will you come
okay.
with me?
You're forgetting the quiet.
Okay, so I need some assistance though. I cannot walk on my own.
Fine. And we have horses out. Where did we leave our horses again?
They're outside the front of the castle.
Okay, let's
They're
go.
still there.
Let's just go.
We hope.
Is that thing with you? And Gundren points to the giant spider that is standing there, just sort of minding its own business.
Oh, that's with me. It's fine.
Oh, right.
But if you don't be...
Sildar turns to you, Yetnet. Would it be all right, my friend, if perhaps our friend Gundren here to ride a bit, not in the best way.
You guys chat amongst yourselves. I need to go. She's the only one,
Okay, so you go off to talk to Crystal, which leaves Gundren, Nitro, and Sildar to have a conversation while that's going on. So you can do it, mime it, whatever, that's fine.
So, Gundren, what's this map you've got? What's the treasure at the end of it?
The treasure? Only the most important rediscovery in our modern time. It's the mine. The Phandelver mine, part of the Phandelver Pact. Wave Echo Cave houses a very magical magical furnace where you can imbue weapons with incredible power. If the Black Spider gets his hand on it, who knows what he'll create? That's why we have to go there and stop him. My brothers are there now setting up the mine to reopen it. But if the Black Spider gets there first, I'm worried about their well-being.
Right. So that sounds like an interesting place to be. Do you know how to use the mine or use this font of power?
But once you fire up the furnace has magical properties and the font as well. If you can get them up and running, you're able to imbue basic weapons with all sorts of magical powers. We were excavating the mine, and then I was bringing new supplies down from Neverwinter when we got ambushed. And this is what happened. I woke up here being beaten within an inch of my life by that thing over there. He points to the bugbear. But we just need to get there. I need to know my brothers are okay.
Okay.
I've been talking to Crystal, and
Yes.
Crystal,
she doesn't like it. No.
you say that, and then all of a sudden the wolf spider comes forward and goes and elbows you
Ow,
with
ow,
an arm.
Ow.
And without a word of warning, the spider actually leans forward and plucks up using two of her things and pops Gundren on its back.
Oh, come on.
Uh,
Hey, Crystal, you tell me you didn't want to do it.
Crystal clicks and then starts to slowly make her way towards the exit.
Okay, fine. We're just running after it.
All right, so
Gundren Blade.
being led by
The
our
wolf
friend,
spider.
by the wolf spider, and being led by Gundren as he makes his way out, you make your way back out the door to this main chamber, and there's a curtain that you didn't explore which leads north. The spider, using a couple of extra claws, moves through this space, pulls the curtain back, and you can see what looks like an empty space. But Gundren knows better, and as the spider makes its way forward, he indicates, "There, that's it there," and pulls back. It looks like a painted piece of stone, but it's actually a canvas that can actually be moved. And you emerge into the wilds as you make your way out into the wilderness of the Neverwinter Wood. You gather at your horses, both Yetnet and Nitro. You can mount up if you wish. Sildar goes to jump on his horse, goes to jump right forward. Oh, that's right. Yes, Iano won't be joining us, will he? I can sit, properly in the saddle this time.
Don't talk about Iano, thank you very much.
Do we still have Iano's staff with us?
I have it in my
You would
backpack,
have it in
don't
your
I?
backpack and possession,
Okay,
yes, because it
I-
wasn't taken with you into the castle, so you still have that in your possession.
Beautiful.
Gundren turns on the back of this giant spider. My friends, we need to make haste. We can make camp. It's going to be a little bit of a trek to get there, but we need to get to Wave Echo Cave, because that, my friends, is where all of this has been leading.
Okay. How about we have, is it dark or something?
It was early morning when you first started to arrive. After camping during the night, you woke up, you were interrogated, and then you waited and moved forward. So it's probably now closer to late afternoon, mid to late afternoon.
So it's nearly
Nightfall will be upon you in probably a couple of hours' time.
Okay.
Right, so-
How about we set up camp now, and then we can just go to sleep early and wake up in the morning.
Sorry, Yetnet, can I suggest here? Let's put 2 hours of travel or 3 hours of travel between us and this castle, because if those guards find those dead bodies, we might be in trouble if we're camping too close to the castle.
Okay, let's go.
So Yetnet says, let's make a roll. Let's head out of here. Oh, okay. So as you are making your way through the wood and heading in the direction of Gundren is leading you. Gundren now has the map. He's holding the map up, marking his territory marking
Yes,
the way
yes.
forward. As you make your way ever closer to Wave Echo Cave, you hear in the distance, just off in the distance, it's not close by, but you hear.
Get to the cover of trees.
Please don't tell me it's Phandelver. Please don't tell me it's Phandelver.
And that, my friends, is where we will leave tonight's session. We will finish it there with the beating of wings and the squeals of a potential dragon. You don't know what it is.
It's
You don't know
Phandelver.
what it is.
Phandelver.
Our lovely able-bodied adventurers are on their way to Wave Echo Cave to hopefully put a stop to the Black Spider and figure out what the hell it wants with Wave Echo Cave and the Lost Mine of Phandelver. I mean, it's pretty important. It's the main thing. That's what this adventure is called. Lost Mine of Phandelver. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. As always, ladies and gents, will you please thank Mr. Ben Wood for joining us this evening
Thank you.
in all of his wonderful glory. He looks absolutely amazing, and he's rolled very well tonight. I will say, the rolls tonight have been absolutely exceptional. Even I've rolled a crit, which is just bonkers crazy.
I rolled 300
I think between you, I'll have to go back through it, but I think between you, you've rolled, I don't know, 6 or 7 nat 20s, which is just bonkers.
20s,
I think I've just sapped all the luck out of this dice, I think.
Well, look, it was when it counted, that was the way to do it. I mean, King Groll getting absolutely smashed by some of those attacks is just amazing. I think King Groll and our doppelganger friend both took one or a couple of criticals each, which is crazy. Just epic stuff.
I just burped.
There we go. You can burp later. We are going to reconvene in 2 weeks' time, fortnight, because next week we have a kitchen renovation happening here, and it'll be very noisy. And I know Ben's got some stuff on as well, so it's going to be a little bit of a break. I know it sucks. However, it will be worth it. We are getting very close to the conclusion of what has been an insane campaign. I will say that much.
Are we nearly finished the campaign?
Are we nearly well, Wave Echo Cave is the last dungeon you will face in this campaign. Unless you decide to go off adventuring. So we'll see.
Okay.
It depends what crazy adventures you want to go on.
Well, you're still not there yet, so who knows what can happen between now and then. I will say, too, that session, depending on how we go, we might try to make that an extended session. Maybe we can try and get through that dungeon. We'll see how we go. It's going to be quite spectacular indeed.
I just heard the squeal.
I know. We are going to get ready because we have got a 4-year-old's birthday party, or about to become a 4-year-old's birthday party. That's going to be fantastic. And a very early netball game as well. Thank you very much for joining us once again, folks. Thank you, and congrats if you got this far. I hope you enjoyed that. We will see you back in a couple of weeks' time. See you soon. Until then, it is
bye
for now.